are without power and bracing for warmth as record cold temperatures continue to set in. We're learning the name of the man who broke into an Aiken home yesterday, 61-year-old Harold Runnels Jr. Officials tell us he has since died. The homeowners, an elderly couple, were able to fight him off until police arrived. Still today, questions remain into what all really happened. Sydney Heiberger breaks it all down, as well as what those nearby are saying.
The Dick Street neighborhood is back to its usual quiet self today, but neighbors here tell me they're understandably shaken up. It happened around 12:30 Monday afternoon. An elderly couple, 79 and 82 years old, say a man burst into their home with a knife and started attacking. They fought back. According to the incident report, the 82-year-old man hit the suspect in the back of the head with a gun, leaving him unresponsive but conscious on the floor. He was taken to the hospital and pronounced dead later Monday night. The couple also taken to the hospital for cuts and other injuries, but friends and neighbors tell us they're okay, just understandably shaken up.
That doesn't happen in this little neighborhood. Never had a problem like that before.
I mean, I'm pretty sure like everyone around here feels some type of way now. Like everyone's saying, make sure your doors are locked, don't go anywhere, don't answer the door.
We're told the suspect lived in a mobile home community less than a half a mile away from the victim's house here. Tonight on News 12 at 6 o'clock, we'll tell you why investigators think this happened. Reporting in Jackson, Sydney Heiberger on your side.
Thanks, Sydney, for that. And we're going to go right into weather now as we take a look over Wrdw.
Coming together to say goodbye. The Aiken County school community honoring the lives of two of their own, an elementary school educator and an elementary school student. We'll get to all that after a quick check of the weather as we give you a live look there at Grovetown on I-20. Beautiful afternoon. Riley, finally a break from the rain today.
Definitely was, Richard. We finally got those clear skies back, and as far as the numbers go today, that 63 and 62 are deceiving because we actually hit our high temperature today just after midnight at around 1 a.m. as that system moved through, brought us all that rainfall. High temperatures through the afternoon have really stayed in the 40s and 50s for most of us. Here's a look at our current temps. We're already down into the 30s in some of our western counties, mid-40s for us here in Augusta towards Aiken. If you are stepping out this evening, those temperatures are going to be able to drop fairly quickly. We're expecting temps down to the 30s here in the next couple of hours. And then by late tonight and early tomorrow morning, those low temperatures will most likely bottom out into the upper 20s for many of us by tomorrow morning. A few of our northern counties potentially even colder than that, down to the mid-20s if you live up towards the lake or up in Saluda County. For us here around Augusta South, our low temperatures, upper 20s, low 30s, definitely going to need that coat as you head out the door early tomorrow. We are expected to continue to see some sun Wednesday, but as we head into Wednesday night and especially Thursday, we got a lot of rain heading our way, folks. Much more on that coming up in the full forecast. Richard?
Riley, thanks. The investigation continues tonight in Aiken County into a home invasion turned deadly. We now know the name of the intruder who was killed in the incident. Aiken County investigators say 61-year-old Harold Runnels died from injuries after trying to break into a house there on Dick Street. On the map, you can see that's right between Beach Island and the town of Jackson. And tonight, our Sydney Heiberger spoke with neighbors who say this kind of thing never happens.
The couple who lives here told deputies they'd seen the suspect walking around the neighborhood before, but investigators tell me they think this was a random attack, unusual for this quiet neighborhood.
It's a really good neighborhood. Nothing like this usually happens.
Neighbors on Dick Street shaken up after 61-year-old Harold Runnels, who lived in a nearby mobile home park, burst into the home of an elderly couple and attacked them with a knife.
I mean, I'm pretty sure everyone around here feels some type of way now. Everyone's saying, make sure your doors are locked, don't go anywhere, don't answer the door.
The Aiken County Sheriff's Department reports the 79 and 82-year-olds fought back, hitting Runnels with the back of a gun, leaving him unresponsive and eventually dead.
I was kind of worried because I don't know who would come after an elderly couple. He decided to knock on the wrong door.
Jim Parody has lived around the corner for 25 years and says he knows the victims well.
He was a lifelong military and served all over the world. And it's a shame because they're really, really nice people.
Though people here are rattled, Jim says in the words of his friends who were attacked, this too shall pass.
We make decisions in our life every day. And, he made the wrong one.
And we've chosen not to release the names of the victims out of respect for them and their families' privacy. We also won't be releasing the name of the suspect until the Aiken County coroner tells us his next of kin notified. Reporting in Jackson, Sydney Heiberger on your side.
The couple was also treated at a hospital for some other cuts and minor injuries, but we're told they've since been released. They're expected to be okay. We're hearing from Richmond County Schools this evening after learning about the death of an educator. The family of Mr. John Huffman tells us he passed away over the weekend after complications with COVID-19. Huffman, a teacher at Cross Creek High School. In a statement, the school principal says they're committed to honoring the legacy of Mr. Huffman, to serve students faithfully with vigor and a smile. Same pain felt tonight across county lines in Aiken County, where the community is remembering the lives of two of their own. Janice Dawkins, a special ed teacher at Mossy Creek Elementary, and Riggs Lindsay, a 5-year-old student over at Belvedere Elementary. That's where we find News 12's Will Rio this evening, where they had a balloon release for Riggs this afternoon. And Will, you've heard from friends and family who say the plan is just to try to get through all this together.
Yeah, and that's exactly right, Richard. And staff members, family members, and friends came out to show support for Riggs Lindsay with this balloon release today. And they say that this has been an incredibly tough time, and it was a tough event to even participate in today. School officials tell me that this has been one of the worst weeks of the entire school year. Balloons filled the sky at Belvedere Elementary School this afternoon as the community says goodbye.
I can say this is the hardest thing I've dealt with in my career, to talk to his parents as a mother myself. I can't begin to imagine what it would be like to lose a child.
In the last 3 days, Aiken County school system lost two of its own. 5-year-old Riggs Lindsay, a student at Belvedere Elementary, and Janice Dawkins, a special education aide at Mossy Creek Elementary. Belvedere's elementary school principal says that everyone knew who Riggs was walking up and down the hallways.
Everyone who was used to seeing him walk up and down these halls with a big loopy grin, smiling and waving at everybody, and he would giggle and laugh. To not be able to hear that sound again, it's going to leave a big hole.
Cards lined the table from staff members expressing their sympathy and memories of Riggs, and each balloon was paired with an inspirational quote, something that Janice Dawkins was good at representing.
She was a true blessing. She got to know the kids, not only the school curriculum, she knew their personalities. She was a good disciplinarian. She was a good time. She was loud and fun, but they knew they were always loved. She nurtured their hearts and their minds.
Dory's son had Mrs. Dawkins in his 5th grade class at Mossy Creek Elementary. That was his favorite teacher.
She was a wonderful addition to the classroom. My son will tell you that was his favorite year in school, 5th grade.
Dory says that Mrs. Dawkins was like a mother figure to everyone in the school, helping out where she could. And losses like these are starting to stack up as we move through the pandemic.
So it begins to wear on someone, and I think the increase of loss, and when it hits home, like with a teacher or a friend or a family member, it really begins to build up. But I do believe there's hope.
And the district said that they do have extra counselors on hand for anyone who is struggling during this very difficult time. The district said that they did send that information home to the respective people who go to the schools.
And we know they are leaning heavily on each other right now. Will Rio, live there at the Belvedere Elementary campus. Also tonight, there's a new way to track COVID vaccines across the two states. Both Georgia and South Carolina are launching new dashboards today to help you better keep track of this rollout. Our Brady Trapnell spoke with our local hospitals about how this rollout compares to the rest of the nation.
Although statewide the vaccination plan is getting better, our local hospitals say the supply is still unreliable. AU Health says they could be doing thousands of vaccinations a day here if they just had vaccine. Even as AU's clinic is closed, some people are showing up hoping to get vaccinated. The need is great as vaccines sit either not shipped or unused. The state of Georgia has administered 74% of vaccines delivered, while some states like Utah are at more than 80%.
For us, it's not a question of efficiency or running an effective vaccine clinic. For us, it's a question of supply.
Lori Ott is with University Hospital. At one of their clinics, they vaccinated more than 2,200 people in a day, yet they're sitting without first dose vaccines.
We asked for 5,000 doses and we get 500. And it's very hard to stand up clinics on an ongoing basis without a reliable supply.
A new dashboard by the Department of Public Health is trying to help keep track of that. It shows Richmond County actually fares well compared to the rest of the state, with more than 57,000 vaccinations, similar to larger counties like Gwinnett. AU says 15% of their vaccinations are from outside of Richmond County, mostly around Atlanta, and they see promising signs from those who've been vaccinated.
We keep track of the number of students that are getting infected, and we haven't had a student get infected in weeks.
Dr. Roger MacArthur says those are medical students who are vaccinated, a small sample size that hopefully tells a larger story.
And I think that we can expect the same thing once more individuals in the community get the vaccines.
AU Health is planning to do more than 1,000 vaccinations here at their site off Washington Road tomorrow. They say vaccination appointments aren't filling up as quickly anymore. Reporting in Augusta, Brady Troutnell on your side.
And if you want to get the COVID vaccine, AU Health says it still has available appointments tomorrow at its new clinic in Augusta. That's the one in Washington Square off Washington Road, the old Steinmart location. AU says the appointments are open to any Georgians eligible for the vaccine in this phase. For more information on the vaccine, as well as the link to sign up, you can go to our website or the WRDW app. With the potential for dangerous weather in the forecast, University Hospital is postponing their second dose Moderna clinic scheduled for Thursday. Instead, it's been rescheduled for Monday. This is for anyone who received that first dose of Moderna at the First Baptist Church over on Walton Way in Augusta, January the 21st. We're told the second dose clinic is scheduled for Friday. That will go on as planned. We're also hearing from Columbia County Schools about enforcing face masks on the school bus. In a letter that went home to parents today, the district clarifying the federal mask mandate in place for public transportation does apply to a school bus. Elementary students were already wearing masks up to this point, but from here on out, the county says they'll be cracking down on enforcement for those older students. As we approach the one-year mark of shutdowns and event cancellations, Augusta City leaders are pushing to allow for some regular local events to happen again. Events like a scaled-down Arts in the Heart Festival, for example. Commissioner Sean Franham brought the conversation to city leaders after speaking with the organizers of the Augusta Market. The farmers market, usually held downtown, was not open in 2020 because of restrictions on large events and gatherings. Now they do have plans to reopen in March. Commissioner Franham wants to allow these events to happen following CDC guidelines so they don't miss out on yet another year.
My concern is that, there are CDC guidelines to allow outside events. If you go Decatur, Georgia, their farmers market starting in March. East Atlanta Village, their market starting in March. And frankly, we're going to lose our market if we don't have a kind of a proactive stance.
Several commissioners agree with the need to act fast. They unanimously voted to make a decision during a special call meeting set for next Tuesday. We will keep an ear on that for you. Also out of commission today, Mayor Davis putting or maybe a loss of water altogether. Once service is restored, there's a boil water advisory in effect for those impacted customers, so heads up over that way. Still to come, kids helping kids. Why they're hoping paper hearts will lead a friend to a real one. And in a strange weather week with almost so many states under a blanket of snow, we're going to show you some tornado damage in Georgia. Riley.
Richard, we stay dry today, but rain chances going up already again by Wednesday night and throughout the day Thursday. We got a good bit of rain in store, folks. We'll look at that full forecast next.
People in South Georgia really just beginning the cleanup process tonight after a couple of tornadoes touched down there in the southwest part of the state. This is video from Damascus. That's about an hour southwest of Albany, near the Alabama border. You can see all the damage there to the homes. No deaths reported in the Peach State, but so far all injuries have not been life-threatening, but just a big mess there. And Riley, like I said, unusual because tornado damage in a week that we've had some severe winter weather. Today, though, locally, the sun finally made a reappearance.
It finally did, Richard. We saw a beautiful afternoon and still hanging on to mostly clear skies that are expected through this evening and most of tonight as well. We've definitely had a fairly chilly afternoon, but not as cold as our neighbors to our west. Take a look at these current temperatures across the southeast. It's currently 18 in Huntsville, 15 in Memphis. It's 29 degrees right now in Atlanta, Georgia, so that cold air is not far away, and we are expecting those temperatures to be dropping off below freezing for most of us by tomorrow morning. Here's a look at these current temps closer to home. We're already in the 30s in our western counties. Sparta here at 39, 45 for us here in Augusta, 43 in Aiken. A little bit warmer air the further east you go, so pretty big temperature divide across the area. Now, our temperatures this evening into tonight, they will be able to drop fairly quickly. Now, these winds not quite as breezy and with clear skies. So by late tonight and early tomorrow, those low temperatures will most likely bottom out to the upper 20s and low 30s for many spots across the CSRA. Now, north of Augusta, up towards the lake, that's where the better chance to potentially get down to the mid-20s by early tomorrow morning. So definitely going to need to bundle up out the door on Wednesday. Wednesday afternoon, not looking too bad for us. We're expecting to see a few more clouds by Wednesday afternoon than what we enjoyed today, but we are expecting dry conditions through sunset Wednesday, and those highs generally in the mid to low 50s. Now, rain chances are going to start to go up by Wednesday night. So Wednesday night through Thursday, our next system approaching from the southwest is going to be bringing up those rain chances for us. Throughout the day Thursday, looking like a good bet, folks. Another day with just widespread rain across the region that should last through the majority of the day. There is going to be a low-end severe weather threat Thursday, mainly for counties south of Augusta, so mainly far southern reaches of the CSRA, where there could be enough warm air to work with to potentially produce a stronger storm or two. Now, if you don't see necessarily storms Thursday, you are guaranteed to see rain. It's just that the severe weather threat should stay isolated. We're expecting this system to finally move east of us by early Friday morning, and this is the good news. Plenty of sunshine moving in behind this system for the weekend, both Saturday and Sunday. So this is the update from the Storm Prediction Center for your Thursday. They did include the southern half of the CSRA underneath this marginal risk. Now, the one thing that should combat the severe weather threat is our temperatures. We're expecting pretty chilly temps across the board Thursday, so it'll be a factor of how far north that warm air can make it. The rain potential, though, definitely going to be another round of some significant rainfall, over an inch of rain across most of the area Wednesday night through Friday morning, and potentially seeing a few spots get close to 3 inches. So it is going to be a good bit of rain in store for us as we head into Wednesday night and Thursday. Clearing out by Friday morning, though, and luckily for the weekend, hey, staying dry both days.
And that sounds good. Riley, thanks. At one of our local elementary schools, everyone's working together to help one of their own. Students at Johnson Elementary love working on special service projects, but this one is special. Tonight, our Tradisha Woodard shows us how selling paper hearts is helping one of their first graders get a real one.
7-year-old Lemire Johnson is a first grader at Johnson Elementary.
This is the best. I love coming here.
Every morning that Lemire comes in, he takes quite a few minutes to get to my classroom because he's always greeting everyone that walks down my hallway.
Hi.
His love and energy makes him so popular and appreciated, but it's his condition that's bringing the community and school closer together.
Lemire was diagnosed with hypoplastic left heart syndrome when he was in my womb. They decided that he's going to need a heart transplant. I know this is a life-and-death situation.
For his mom, Contessa Colbreth, it's a battle she's lost once before.
I lost a daughter with the same heart condition as Lemire.
But also a battle she'll never stop fighting. Along with support from the school and people in the community, she says they have hope.
I'm gonna transplant soon so I can play football.
She says Lemire's been so excited after finding out he's getting a new heart.
I'm special.
But the school has shown lots of love and support by placing paper hearts down the hallways, honoring Lemire.
It goes all the way down here to the lunchroom.
And each person who made a donation.
This is like heaven.
His mom says this will be Lemire's 4th heart surgery, but regardless of his condition,
thanks for buying Lemire's heart.
He still manages to love unconditionally.
He's happy, and I guess it makes me happy.
Tradisha Woodard,
hi,
on your side.
Okay, we need to line that hallway. If you want to buy a heart to help Lemire, you can make a donation at Johnson Elementary, Jet Middle, or Strom Thurmond High School. He looks great. We wish him the very best. Can't wait to see him in that football jersey soon. Another way to help someone in need, the Red Cross holding a blood drive comes up tomorrow at Sacred Heart Cultural Center downtown. We have plenty of time to get over there because they'll be taking blood from 12:30 in the afternoon until 5:30 in the evening. The Golden Harvest Food Bank has a few mobile markets to tell you about. First up is Thursday from noon until 2 at Macedonia Church in Grovetown. It'll be a drive-through distribution. No need to get out of the car. Those volunteers will put the food in your trunk for you. If you can't make it out there tomorrow, you've got a couple of more markets coming back to back. One will be Friday in Hepzibah, another happening Saturday at their warehouse in Augusta. A heads up to you hunters out there, all turkey hunts at Bussy Point Corps Management Unit in Lincoln County. Those are suspended. That decision just coming down today from members of the Strom Thurmond Lake Project. They say because of low wild turkey population and low hunter success, they're going to call off the turkey hunts for the foreseeable future there. But to see the other locations still open to public hunting, check out the lake's webpage, recreation.gov. Okay, baseball fans, we're only about a week and a half away until the start of spring training, but some of you knew that. Mike breaks down the major storylines for us next in sports.
There was just a lack of black women.
The Live by Camera Network is on your sideline. Sports brought to you by the Hawk Law Group.
I love spring training. The start of it, the anticipation for a new season, new expectations and new faces, every bit of it. I also love that this year, when we're watching Braves camp, we'll get an idea of maybe some of the players who will be playing here in Augusta. With all that being said, here's a few things to watch for with this upcoming camp. The Braves offseason was relatively quiet. Their biggest splash was bringing back Marcell Ozuna on a 4-year deal. So from an offensive standpoint, between Freddie Freeman, Ronald Acuna, and Ozuna, the big three is set. If Austin Riley, Travis d'Arnaud, and Dansby Swanson can repeat any of last year's success, that'll be a bonus. Offense is going to be very important with how little their rotation changed. Sure, Max Fried is still going to dominate. Mike Soroka will come back eventually. And both Ian Anderson and Kyle Wright showed flashes. The question is just, can the rotation keep up with the Mets? One player to watch in spring training, Jason Kipnis, the two-time All-Star, is on the downslope of his career, but has a chance to make the big league roster as a bat off the bench. He's not a high batting average type, but could be comparable to a Johan Camargo or a Charlie Culberson. Dogs back on the court tonight, going up against their third-ranked opponent in as many games. This one tips at 7 o'clock. I'll have the highlights coming up at 11. Is that a tennis tournament without an epic racket smash? Novak Djokovic.
Follow News 1226 on Facebook for the latest up-to-date coverage near you.
Early tomorrow morning, we are expecting chilly temps down below freezing for most of us. We are expecting a few clouds throughout the day Wednesday, but dry conditions as we progress through the afternoon. Rain chances going up as we head into Wednesday night and looking very likely throughout the day Thursday and even into Thursday night before finally clearing out by around midday Friday. It is chilly out there currently if you're stepping out this evening, so bundle up. Those temps tomorrow morning, once again, down below 30 for many of us.
Okay, that's going to wrap it up for News 12 at 6 o'clock. Great to have you with us this evening. We'll be right back here at 11 o'clock. Hope to see you then.